They're going to try to pick him up, it looks like, but the pressure is coming from Rolex and his crew. We also have those guys still alive. Those guys, Team Gates, underrated, making up the top 3 here. Who's it going to be?
Who's going to win is spamming in the comments right now. Team 8, Team 1, and Team 6. As Team 6 currently gets into some action there with Team 8. G-Bay being able to go ahead and take them out. There's only Danky still alive. Rolex, Clocoto, and Potato Sam using those hay bales to their advantage. Throwing grenades, throwing as much stuff as they can. Potato Sam notices that G-Bay is right there. Gets some shots. Is not actually able to hit him. But they got to watch out. You do not want to stay close to that car because if they blow it up, oh, look at that. Potato Sam being able to get one of those shots.
He's going for the car kill. He was trying to blow that thing up and take out that squad. Look at this. Only 3 left. Danky from those guys is all that remains. He is laying prone in the middle of the field, just casually observing this firefight between Underrated and, oh my gosh, he's in the smoke pile with Underrated. What is happening here? Danky, you're a madman.
In the smoke, and they don't even realize it. Now, Underrated does have 1 player down. Pretty much, Team Gates has a huge advantage here. They have 3 players still alive, and they only have Underrated with 1 player pretty much very low. There you go.
Oh my gosh, he engages and gets the kill. What is happening?
Danky gets 2 down, actually 1 down, and Clocoto is able to go ahead and push up. Oh my gosh, there you go. Underrated goes.
Oh my goodness. Danky absolutely clutches it. They're now down to the final 2. We've got Lights Out Rolex taken out. We've got Danky. Oh my goodness. This is insane. Rolex and crew are going to win game number 1 for Group B. And again, a massive number of kills. We're looking at 16.
16 kills. We go from 25 to 16. That is insane. And look at this finish right here by Rolex. Pretty much catches him. What are you looking, boy?
Oh,
this ain't no maze score.
I am extremely impressed with those guys and Danky specifically laying prone in the middle of that field. He was up against 2 full squads, or not full, but 3 members. I mean, that was incredibly impressive for him to stay there, stay out of sight, not make a peep, and wait till he was literally physically touching him to actually pull the trigger. Very impressive stuff.
It seemed like it also helped out Team Gates because they had to, Underrated had to worry about Danky. And Team Gates was just able to go ahead and push up, get them pretty much where they wanted them to be.
Take a nice, easy shot, hold their breath, just casually aim, and pop, 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 all the way to victory.
A great win by Team Gates there overall, and it's not as if it was a calm victory by any means. It was fighting from the very beginning to the very, very end for that team to be able to secure that victory.
Absolutely. Crazy amount of action in that last little bit of fighting. We had that final circle pop up with 12 teams left alive. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the match.
From the start here in Novo, just Team Gates being able to go ahead and get those kills. Rolex actually getting the first kill there for his team and making sure he cleans up everything. They don't want to leave anybody just standing. Those kills actually do mean points.
I mean, they killed Powerpuff Boys at the very beginning of that, and Rectify was one of the teams that was also in Novo at the very beginning, which Team Gates eventually went and killed on Main Island. Team Rectify should have arguably just sat there and been gatekeepers to have stopped them from going onto the island.
I think that with a team of Team Gates' caliber, not that these teams are well aware of their capabilities, I think that that was the play for sure. Force the early fight, try to catch them off guard, and really try to make a statement, as Iraqi Zoro and his squad did. They did take down
look at
Carnage,
this beautiful push here by Remix, just being able to go ahead and clean up 2 people. On top of that, getting 1 more down, and that team just gets absolutely destroyed. Great push by them, but sadly, it looks like it didn't pay off as they were able to go ahead and finish. I think it was Team 14.
Yeah, that was an amazing little sequence there.
That feeling when you really wish you had an extended mag and not 30 bullets in your AKM compared to a 40, that would be nice, but...
Absolutely. 1 more bullet, please, 1 more bullet.
You can always switch to the pistol.
Right.
Something that I noticed a lot of, actually, I'm guilty of this. A lot of people don't do this. They forget that they might have the pistol.
Right.
And that you can always try to go ahead and switch it up. But yeah, it's just something you don't think of on that kind of sequence right there.
Very true.
If you're good with your iron sights, or if you have a red dot on it, it can still do work.
Absolutely. Especially close range like that when it's basically touching the person.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about the circle overall and how that kind of went down that game, because it was very different from our first game that we had there. A central circle, and we noticed from the very beginning that a lot of these teams in Group B were very much so spread out across that circle compared to the spread that we saw in Group A.
Absolutely. The first game, we saw a southern zone. It was definitely apparent that it was going to be a military island zone, and all the crews started to work that way. But in this this game, it was central, and it wasn't quite clear where that was going to be. We didn't know where the rotations were going to happen.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of people just staying nimble, staying quick to rotate, trying to take up compounds, squat on them, and hopefully they get blessed with a zone.
And that's really important because we saw, once again, similar to what we saw in game number 1, a lot of hard shifts on those circles.
Yes.
And there were some teams that were playing edge, and they get kind of hurt by that hard shift if they're on completely the opposite side of the circle.
Especially if they don't have any vehicles. And the interesting part is that last circle, absolutely, there was no team in it. They all had to actually go ahead and push, which is when we saw, I believe it was somebody from Team Gates go ahead and go down because they were not able to just kind of position themselves. They were ultimately being able to go ahead and push, get the right positioning, just wait for other engagements to happen. But yeah, the final circle is pretty much what it escalated everything there.
Absolutely. It got pretty chaotic there for sure, and I think a lot of teams would have wished that, oh man, I wish we could have just been in that circle a little bit. That way we could have focused our attention onto some of the teams trying to make their way in, but everybody was on an even playing field there, and superior gun skills won out. Team Gates getting the victory there. Short-handed, I might add. Only 3 members making it into that final fight. They were able to carry those 3 all the way through. Even with Nox, they were able to pick them back up and ultimately get the win.
Yeah, through the fire and flames, they were able to get the victory. So impressive stuff there by them. Don't forget as well that we have the dates for the finals here for the Star Challenge North America, and that will be on the 21st and 22nd of October, and you can tune in for all the action at twitch.tv/ESL_PUBG for more of that. And again, it's a live finals, so that is going to be all of the guys here. Not
Absolutely.
only ourselves, but all of the guys here. We get to kind of interact with them, see how they're going to be interacting with one another. It's exciting.
That would be amazing. So it looks like right now we've got Team Gates and Lights Out with 25 kills in the first game. Definitely in the driver's seat so far. Very well positioned to make the top 15.
And I'm pretty sure Lights Out is just going to be way ahead with those 25 kills. Dates to remember, just October 20 to October 21st. I wonder how, just pretty much how they'll play if maybe they don't do so well in one game, how they will go ahead and react, because you're just not going to be at home by yourself. You're going to have people watching you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta keep calm, keep cool, and keep collected. And that's going to do it for us here for the moment, lads. We have now a break that's going to be coming up, and we are going to be going over to Group A in just a few moments' time. So stay tuned for more PUBG Mobile action for the Star Challenge North America. Gentlemen, to the PUBG Mobile Star Challenge here for North America, as we have 2 of our games concluded for today and 2 more to come. We're going to have another game from Group A, another game from Group B, but this time it is going to be third-person perspective compared to our first-person perspective, which is extremely different to what we've seen prior. Let's talk, guys, about the differences between first and third person, because they're quite important.
Absolutely. So in first person, which you witnessed in those first 2 games that we casted today, you are looking at the game through the perspective of the player. You're looking out of their eye sockets, so to speak. So you're seeing. That sounded kind of gruesome, didn't it? That's not how I intended it. But that being said, we are looking from their perspective, whereas in third person, the camera magically, I'm not sure how, floats behind the players so you can see their whole body.
It's like having a drone behind you, pretty much, and you're able to see a lot more, which actually leads to interesting locations because you can actually put your character straight up against the wall, but you can actually use the eye icon to see